Restless Spirits, a global cemetery quest. Hey there, fellow enthusiasts of the strange and spooky, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of the dearly departed, but not just any resting places. Buckle up as we embark on a bone-chilling expedition through the top 5 most haunted cemeteries across the globe. We're talking about the kind of places where the veil between our world and the next is thin enough to practically see through. So, dim the lights, crank up that eerie background music that's become our signature, and get ready for some spine-chilling tales and eerie encounters. Let's get started. Highgate Cemetery, London Victorian Gothic and whispers of the occult. First up, we're kicking things off in London, a city steeped in history, mystery, and more than its fair share of restless spirits. Nestled in the heart of North London, we find Highgate Cemetery, a sprawling Victorian Gothic masterpiece that looks like it was plucked straight out of a Bram Stoker novel. Established in 1839, Highgate quickly became the fashionable place for London's elite to spend their eternal rest. We're talking grand mausoleums, ornate tombs, and enough ivy-covered headstones to make you feel like you've stepped into a scene from Crimson Peak. But beneath its hauntingly beautiful exterior, Highgate harbors a dark side, a reputation for paranormal activity that's as chilling as its overgrown avenues. One of the most infamous tales associated with Highgate is that of the Highgate vampire, a tall, dark figure said to prey on the living. Reports of this spectral entity first surfaced in the 1960s, sending shockwaves of fear through the community and attracting a swarm of paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers. But the Highgate vampire isn't the only resident rumored to roam the cemetery after dark. Visitors have reported encounters with a spectral nun, often seen gliding through the overgrown paths, her sorrowful eyes reflecting an eternity of despair. Some believe she's the spirit of a woman who worked at the nearby convent and was buried within the cemetery walls. Then there's the tale of the Screaming Skull, a truly unsettling story that's enough to make even the most skeptical among us think twice about visiting Highgate after the sun sets. Legend has it that the cemetery's founder, Julius Beer, had a mistress who, upon her untimely death, was interred within the cemetery grounds. Whether these stories are rooted in fact or fueled by overactive imaginations is a matter of debate. Still, one thing's for sure, Highgate Cemetery holds an undeniable allure. Perlez Cemetery, Paris, eternal slumbers and artistic afterlives. From London's shadowy corners, we hop across the English Channel to Paris, the city of lights and love. But don't let the romantic ambiance fool you. Paris has a dark side too, and nowhere is that more evident than within the hallowed grounds of Perlez Cemetery. This sprawling necropolis, spread over 110 acres in the city's 20th arrondissement, isn't just a cemetery, it's a veritable who's who of history's most famous figures. We're talking Jim Morrison, Edith Piaf, Oscar Wilde. The list goes on and on. Established in 1804 by Napoleon Bonaparte himself, Perlez was designed to be a place of peace and contemplation. But with so many souls laid to rest within its walls, it's no surprise that Perlez has become a hotbed of paranormal activity. Perhaps the most visited and talked about grave in Perlez is that of Jim Morrison, the enigmatic frontman of The Doors. Since his untimely death in 1971, Morrison's grave has become a pilgrimage site for fans worldwide, drawn to pay their respects and leave behind mementos. But Morrison's spirit is said to be as restless in death as he was in life. Visitors have reported seeing his apparition, often described as a shadowy figure leaning against his headstone, deep in thought or strumming an invisible guitar. Another notable presence is that of legendary playwright Oscar Wilde, whose tomb, adorned with a striking angel sculpture, is another popular stop for cemetery wanderers. Wilde's wit and flamboyance were legendary during his lifetime, and some believe his spirit retains a touch of that same playful energy even in death. Then there's the tragic tale of Victor Noir, a 19th-century journalist laid to rest in Perlez. Legend has it that rubbing a certain part of Noir's statue brings good luck, particularly in matters of love and fertility. Chapter 3. Stull Cemetery, Kansas, Gateway to Hell and Devilish Deeds. From the romance and grandeur of Paris, we're taking a sharp turn westward to a place shrouded in darkness, whispered about in hushed tones, Stull Cemetery in Kansas. This unassuming graveyard has garnered a chilling reputation that extends far beyond its crumbling walls. One of the most enduring beliefs is that Stull Cemetery sits atop one of the 7 gateways to hell. Stories of the occult, dark rituals, and sacrifices to malevolent forces fuel this belief. The air around Stull Cemetery is said to be thick with an oppressive dread, chilling you to your core. Visitors report feeling watched by unseen eyes and hearing blood-curdling screams. Legend has it that the town's founder, Jacob Stull, made a pact with the devil, offering souls for wealth. Accidents, suicides, and mysterious disappearances plague the area, leading many to believe the town is cursed. Chapter 4, La Recoleta Cemetery, Buenos Aires, City of Angels, and Tales of the Unforsaken. Our next stop takes us to South America, to the vibrant and eclectic city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. Here, amidst the tango halls and bustling streets, we find La Recoleta Cemetery, a place where the lines between life and death blur, and the stories of the departed are as alive as the city itself. Established in 1822, La Recoleta Cemetery isn't just a burial ground. It's a city within a city, a labyrinth of ornate mausoleums, elaborate sculptures, and cobblestone paths. But beneath La Recoleta's opulent facade lies a collection of tales that range from the tragic to the downright terrifying. One of the most heartbreaking stories is that of Rufina Cambaceres, a young woman who died mysteriously in 1902 at the tender age of 19. Rufina, the daughter of a prominent Argentine politician, was said to have been buried alive, a claim supported by the fact that her coffin was later found to be scratched and damaged from the inside. Today, Rufina's elaborate mausoleum is a popular stop for visitors to La Recoleta, many of whom leave flowers and whisper prayers hoping to bring peace to her restless spirit. Another notable resident of La Recoleta is David Aleno, the cemetery's first gravedigger and caretaker. Legend has it that Aleno became so obsessed with his work that he began saving money to build his own mausoleum within La Recoleta's walls. Upon its completion, Aleno allegedly took his own life inside his newly built tomb, wanting to spend eternity among the souls he had tended to in life. Visitors to Aleno's mausoleum claim to hear the faint jingling of keys, as if the former caretaker is still making his rounds. Chapter 5, Greyfriars Kirkyard, Edinburgh, Covenants, Curses, and the Mackenzie Poltergeist. Our final destination takes us to Edinburgh, Scotland, a city renowned for its stunning architecture, rich history, and you guessed it, its fair share of ghost stories. And within Edinburgh's ancient walls, nestled among the winding cobblestone streets and historic buildings, lies Greyfriars Kirkyard, a cemetery with a history as turbulent as the Scottish Highlands themselves. Established in the 16th century, Greyfriars Kirkyard has borne witness to centuries of Edinburgh's history, from plague outbreaks and religious persecution to political upheaval and social unrest. The cemetery's grounds are a tapestry of time, with ancient headstones leaning precariously against crumbling mausoleums, their weathered inscriptions whispering tales of lives long past. But Greyfriars Kirkyard isn't just a repository of history. It's also home to one of the most well-documented and aggressive poltergeists in the world, the Mackenzie Poltergeist. The entity is said to be the restless spirit of Sir George Mackenzie, a 17th-century lawyer known as Bloody Mackenzie for his ruthless persecution of Covenanters. Mackenzie's reign of terror was so brutal that upon his death in 1691, he was laid to rest in a grand mausoleum within Greyfriars Kirkyard, his tomb sealed with 3 heavy stone slabs to contain his malevolent spirit. However, in 1998, a homeless man seeking shelter from a storm broke into Mackenzie's mausoleum, unwittingly unleashing a torrent of paranormal activity that continues to this day. Since that fateful night, visitors to Greyfriars Kirkyard have reported a wide range of unsettling phenomena, from sudden drops in temperature and disembodied voices to physical assaults and unexplained illnesses. Whether these experiences are the result of suggestion, mass hysteria, or the genuine manifestation of a malevolent entity, there's no denying that Greyfriars Kirkyard holds a certain power. And there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of the world's most haunted cemeteries has come to an end. From the overgrown paths of Highgate to the eerie silence of Stull, we've delved into the heart of darkness, exploring the legends, the mysteries, and the restless spirits that haunt these sacred grounds. These cemeteries are not just resting places for the dead, but are filled with stories that continue to haunt the living. So the next time you find yourself wandering through a cemetery, pay attention to the whispers on the wind, the shadows that dance in the moonlight, and the stories etched into the weathered headstones. What do you guys think? Have any of you ever had a spooky cemetery encounter? Share your stories in the comments below, I'm dying to hear them. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling content. Until next time, sleep tight if you can.